The US Army has begun its largest overhaul and renewal process since the end of the Cold War, with the goal of equipping each of its divisions with at least 1,000 drones and eliminating obsolete weapons and equipment. The plan, developed after more than a year of experimentation at bases scattered across American and European soil, is based on lessons learned during the conflict in Ukraine, where unmanned aerial vehicles deployed in large numbers have changed the battlefield. We have to learn how to use drones, how to fight with them, how to manufacture them, and how to employ them in our fights so that we can identify targets beyond the line of sight, explained Colonel Donald Neal, commander of the 2nd Cavalry Regiment. He also said, and I quote, "Since I've been in the Army, we've always had drones, but very few," end quote. Efforts to integrate drones into the US military were put into practice last February during an exercise in Germany, where soldiers from the 10th Mountain Division flew the small devices and also had to deal with damage caused by the cold. Retired General Jack Keane, one of the observers in the exercise, commented that, and I quote, "The ground war has turned into drone warfare. If you can be seen, you can be killed," end quote. He also added that a soldier carrying a rocket launcher, a tank, command and control structures, artillery positions can be eliminated by drones very quickly. End of his comments. But drones are only one part of the so-called Army Transformation Initiative, focused on deterring China and Russia after decades of fighting terrorists and insurgents in the Middle East and Central Asia. US troops are also developing ways to more effectively connect soldiers on the battlefield and are purchasing new infantry transport vehicles and systems to shoot down enemy unmanned aerial vehicles. The plan is expected to cost $36 billion over 5 years, which should be accumulated by cutting obsolete devices. This is a step for which the Army will need the support of Congress. General Randy George. One of the observers also commented that we don't want to ask for more money, we want to spend better what we have, end of his comment. To date, 3 brigades have been equipped with the new drones, and the US Army aims to equip all its divisions with these systems within the next 2 years. In addition to all this, the US Armed Forces will also expand their arsenals of more traditional weapons and vehicles, such as tanks, long-range missiles, and combat aircraft. Air tension. Pakistan reinforces JF-17 with Chinese long-range missiles. The Pakistan Air Force has officially confirmed the integration of Chinese PL-15 long-range air-to-air missiles, VLAM, with a range of more than 200 kilometers, into its fleet of JF-17 Thunder fighters. This upgrade elevates the Pakistani fleet's ability to see first, shoot first level against the Indian Air Force's Rafale fighters. Rising tensions in the Kashmir region, which have intensified recently after the militant attack that killed 50 tourists, have accelerated Pakistan's decision to arm its JF-17 Block II fighters with modern Chinese PL-15 and PL-10 short-range missiles. According to official sources, the missiles were recently delivered by the Air Force of the People's Republic of China and do not have the usual export restrictions, which strengthens military support between the two countries. The update concerns not only the JF-17 Thunder, but also the J-10CS, Chinese-made multifunctional aircraft that are part of Pakistan's arsenal. Developed since 2011 and tested as early as 2012, the PL-15 is one of China's most advanced air-to-air missiles. It uses a dual-impulse rocket engine that allows an estimated range of up to 200 kilometers in the domestic version, while the export version, the PL-15E, has a range of 145 kilometers. The missile is equipped with an AESA search head with active and passive modes and two-way communication with the launcher, technologies that provide greater precision and resistance to countermeasures. This acquisition is seen as a turning point in the regional strategic balance. Indian Rafale fighters use European Meteor missiles, which until now offered range superiority over Pakistani aircraft. With the PL-15s, Pakistan seeks to neutralize this advantage. Zelensky displaces everyone, ready for peace, but with a condition that makes the Kremlin tremble. In the midst of the war between Russia and Ukraine, a new glimmer of negotiation is appearing on the international scene. After Vladimir Putin's proposal for a 3-day ceasefire, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky said he was willing to negotiate, but on one non-negotiable condition: no territorial concessions to Russia. The Kremlin's position: total control over 4 regions. According to Bloomberg, Putin remains firm in demanding complete control of 4 currently disputed Ukrainian regions. The Kremlin leader's intransigence is also confirmed after an alleged meeting with Steve Witkoff, an emissary close to US President Donald Trump, who allegedly tried to persuade him to freeze the conflict along the current front lines. However, Moscow continues to insist on territorial claims deemed illegitimate by Kiev and Western countries. Zelensky: peace only in respect of justice. During a video-linked speech at an international summit promoted by Poland, Zelensky firmly reiterated that there will be no lasting peace without respect for Ukrainian sovereignty. He categorically ruled out the possibility of ceding occupied territories as part of a possible agreement, stressing that any compromise that provides territorial gifts to Moscow is unacceptable. International pressure and future scenarios. Zelensky's intervention comes in a complex context, in which unconfirmed rumors emerge from the US administration about possible openings to partial recognition of Russian achievements. The Ukrainian president, however, wanted to clearly distance himself from any hypothesis of compromise that could jeopardize the territorial integrity of the country.